Live from Studio 2A in South Windsor, Connecticut, it's MCFL TV with your hosts, Ian McCary and James Mullen.
Hey now! MCFL fans, welcome to Around the MCFL, our weekly look at what's coming up in the league with interviews, pick'ems, power rankings, and more. We'll have it for you every week on MCFL TV. We're going to start off this week with some breaking news from MCFL headquarters. It appears the commissioners have been very busy following the summer's labor unrest in the NFL and have locked down the sponsorship for the 2011-2012 MCFL season. The anonymous benefactor has reached a deal with the league guaranteeing the prize money of $600 for first place, $300 for second place, and $100 for third place.
Yeah, that's some good money. I've heard it from a reliable source that MCFL Films is going to have an exclusive interview with that anonymous benefactor. So maybe he just won't be so anonymous anymore. So, could be pretty interesting.
MCFL TV would like to say thank you to the anonymous benefactor for your continued support.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. Well, joining us on the phone is the 2008 Commissioner of the Year and 2011 Miles Conference Commissioner, Mr. Robert Kevin Mullen. Hey now, Robert. How you doing?
Good. Well, excuse me, you guys. No.
We got you there, Robert?
Tell ESPN I'm busy at the moment. I don't care if it's Pittsburgh. No, I'm busy. Sorry about that, you guys.
Well, that's okay. Thanks for taking the time to meet with us. We know you're a very busy commissioner this time of year.
Gosh.
Just had a couple of questions for you, and well, as per usual, you stirred things up nice and early in the Miles Conference and Mullen Conference, in fact, as you recommended some controversial rule changes. There was a couple that got voted down. Any input on those? Maybe you thought they could have been beneficial to the league this year?
Well, I thought all the new rules proposed made a lot of sense. Maybe other than the running back points change. That was a little bit too dramatic, but I really would have liked to have seen the weekly reverse waiver priority rule. That change would have made it a lot easier for a team that's languishing in last place to have the first dibs on a real good player drop to the waiver wire. I like the change because one solid player added to a roster could help a team turn it around and keep eating the nose on the bottom of the standings, dreaming of making the playoffs. I think it's good for the league to keep as many teams as possible vying for playoff spots as late in the season as possible. Otherwise, you risk having the cellar dwellers tossing the towel and actively managing their teams, and which that can be unfair to other teams who played them earlier in the year. The other change that I would have liked to have seen is I would have liked to have seen the reduction of bench players from 6 to 5. There's been a tendency for the playoff-bound teams in our both conferences to hoard players down the stretch just to keep an opponent from improving their roster. And a shorter bench would make those kind of decisions harder to make and, again, help balance out the team. But those are the two that I would have liked to have seen gone through.
No, that's a good point, Robert. I also voted for that one. I thought that would have made the league very interesting this year.
Would have placed a premium on the manager and the coaching aspect, I think.
Exactly.
Now, being a second-time commissioner, do you think there's going to be anything you do different this year, or are you going to kind of keep it the same?
Well, my first go-around, I was pretty good at doing the weekly wrap-up of winners and losers and highlights and lowlights, and I'd like to continue that tradition and work with the Mullen Conference to share results from their league as well. And Commissioner Drew Mullen, he's off to a good start in his conference, so I suspect we'll get their cooperation.
And we have MCFL TV to help with that.
Very good. That'll be awesome, you guys. I also think that I need to try and be this year a bit more balanced and maybe more charitable in my comments about other teams as a commissioner. I need to be cognizant of the fact that I am wearing two hats, one as a commissioner and one as Rough Riders coach, and I need to place a greater emphasis on the role of commissioner. I'm going to give it a try, and I think it'll be a little bit easier with me with Jason being in the other conference. I don't know. In the end, I'll likely fail, because to be honest, I really have too much disdain for the other franchises, especially Cartman's Revenge. And I don't even think they're in my conference this year. But I'll do my best.
Speaking of your conference, Moon, if there was one word to describe our draft, I'd have to say unpredictable would be the one. What were your thoughts on draft day?
Well, unpredictable is a good one. Active is another good one, because we got 9 out of the 10 teams to participate in a live draft, which I thought was really great. the draft itself was really, I thought, pretty exciting. There were a number of surprises. Obviously, Kingston Dolphins, it's